I hope you guys are doing fine. I welcome you all to the day 19 of CA Inter question series. And today's topic is SA 500 Audit Evidence. So let's get started.
Question number 1 is sufficiency is the measure of the quantity of audit evidence. The quantity of audit evidence needed is affected by the auditor's assessment of the risk of misstatement and also by the quality of such audit evidence. Obtaining more audit evidence, however, may not compensate for its poor quality. Explain also stating the factors affecting auditor's judgment as to sufficiency of audit evidence. सफिशिएंसी इज़ द मेजर ऑफ द क्वांटिटी ऑफ ऑडिट एविडेंस. अगर असेस्ड रिस्क ज़्यादा है तो ऑडिट एविडेंस ऑडिटर को ज़्यादा चाहिए होंगे, बट इफ़ द क्वालिटी इज़ हायर द लेस मे बी रिक्वायर्ड. अब इसमें 3 फैक्टर्स हैं विच विल अफेक्ट द ऑडिटर्स जजमेंट एज टू सफिशिएंसी. सबसे फर्स्ट है मटीरियलिटी. It may be defined as the significance of classes of transactions, account balances, and presentation and disclosures to the users of the financial statements. Less evidence would be required in case assertions are less material to users of the financial statements. But on the other hand, if assertions are more material to the users of the financial statements, more evidence would be required. Second factor is risk of material misstatement. It may be defined as the risk that the financial statements are materially misstated prior to audit. Now, in this consists of two components. First is inherent risk, the susceptibility of an assertion to a misstatement that could be material before consideration of any related controls. Second is control risk, the risk that a misstatement that could occur in an assertion that could be material will not be prevented or detected and corrected on a timely basis by the entity's internal control. Less evidence would be required in case assertions that have a lower risk of material misstatement. But on the other hand, if assertions have a higher risk of material misstatement, more evidence would be required. And last factor is size of a population. It refers to the number of items included in the population. Less evidence would be required in case of smaller, more homogeneous population. But on the other hand, in case of larger or more heterogeneous populations, more evidence would be required. Question number 2 is in the course of audit of SMP Limited for the financial year ended 31st March 2020, you have observed as an auditor that the company has provided a sum of rupees 20 lakhs in the books of account as gratuity payable to employees based on certificate obtained from an actuary. Give your comments with reference to the standard on auditing. In the given case, SMP Limited has provided a sum of rupees 20 lakhs in the books of accounts as gratuity payable on the basis of certificate obtained from an actuary. The liability towards gratuity payable to the employees at the time of cessation of service should be ascertained and provided for in the accounts when the employee are in service. It is an ascertained present liability accruing over the period of service but payable upon cessation of service. Now, the auditor should check the quantification of the gratuity liability. He should ascertain whether the same had been actually determined. The auditor should treat the actuary as management's expert and conduct procedures relevant to checking the opinion of an expert in accordance with SA 500. Now, as per SA 500, audit evidence, when information to be used as audit evidence has been prepared using the work of a management expert, the auditor shall, to the extent necessary, having regard to the significance of that management expert's work for the auditor's purposes, first evaluate the competence, capabilities, and objectivity of that expert. Second, obtain an understanding of the work of that expert. And third, evaluate the appropriateness of that expert's work as audit evidence for the relevant assertions. Question number 3 is the objective of auditing is to design and perform audit procedures in such a way as to enable the auditor to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence to be able to draw reasonable conclusions on which to base the auditor's opinion. This can be obtained by performing which procedures? Name the types of audit procedures the auditor can perform to obtain audit evidence. This question is on audit procedures to obtain audit evidence. अब ऑडिटर रीजनेबल कंक्लूजन ड्रॉ करने के लिए या फिर ओपिनियन फॉर्म करने के लिए कौन कौन से प्रोसीजर्स परफॉर्म करेगा? तो वो करेगा पहला रैप और सेकंड फैप. अब फैप में भी कौन कौन से आते हैं? फर्स्ट इज टेस्ट ऑफ कंट्रोल्स व्हेन रिक्वायर्ड बाय द एसेज और व्हेन द ऑडिटर हैज़ चूजन टू डू सो. और सेकंड substantive procedures including test of details and substantive analytical procedures. Now, these procedures include inspection, observation, external confirmation, recalculation, reperformance, analytical procedures, and inquiry. Question number 4 is explain clearly the examples of matters relevant in planning attendance at physical inventory counting. फिजिकल इन्वेंट्री काउंटिंग के लिए ऑडिटर कौन कौन से रेलेवेंट मैटर्स देखेगा? सबसे पहले तो यही दिखेगा ना इन्वेंट्री का नेचर क्या है. सेकंड में स्टेज ऑफ कंप्लीशन क्या है अगर कोई WIP है तो. थर्ड में कितना रिस्क ऑफ मटेरियल मिसस्टेटमेंट है इन्वेंट्री के रिलेटेड. फोर्थ नेचर ऑफ द इंटरनल कंट्रोल related to inventory. Fifth, whether adequate procedures are expected to be established and proper instructions issued for physical inventory counting. Sixth is timing क्या है physical inventory counting की. Seventh, whether the entity maintains a perpetual inventory system. एट्थ इज़ इन्वेंट्री कौन कौन सी लोकेशंस पे रखी हुई है, उसमें उसकी मटीरियलिटी भी चेक होगी और रिस्क भी चेक होगा मटीरियल मिसस्टेटमेंट का, और उसके अकॉर्डिंगली ही ऑडिटर डिसाइड करेगा कि उस कौन सी लोकेशन की फ़िज़िकल इन्वेंट्री काउंटिंग करना ज़्यादा अप्रोप्रिएट है. और लास्ट में कि ऑडिटर्स को किसी एक्सपर्ट असिस्टेंस की रिक्वायरमेंट है या नहीं है. Question number 5 is SPR Limited has been into the media business since 1990. During the financial year 21-22, many notices were received by the company for hurting public sentiments and financial claims were filed against the company. As an auditor of the company, you requested the management for arranging the meeting with company's external legal counsel. Management is of the view that such meetings are necessary in some certain circumstances only. Can you list down those certain circumstances? In the given case of SPR Limited, auditor requested the management for meeting with SPR's external legal counsel. In certain circumstances, the auditor also may judge it necessary to meet with the entity's external legal counsel to discuss the likely outcome of the litigation or claim. This may be the case of, for example, where first, the auditor determines that the matter is a significant risk. Second, the matter is complex. And last, there is disagreement between management and the entity's external legal counsel. Ordinarily, such meetings require management's permissions and are held with a representative of management in attendance.
I hope you guys enjoyed and found this video helpful. Do write your thoughts in the comments below and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video with new chapters and new questions. तब तक मेहनत करते रहें और आगे बढ़ते रहें.